Sutra 1.19 Bhava Pratyaya Videha Prakriti Layanam. Bhava means arising or produced from, originating in, state of being, existence, origin, true condition, real disposition. Pratyaya means going towards, firm conviction, usage, means, device. Videha means incorporeal, without material existence, but an existence in contemplation of a law, the law of nature and of the spirit. Prakriti Layanam means merged in nature. Bhava Pratyaya Videha Pratilayanam. In this state, one may experience bodilessness or become merged in nature. This may lead to isolation or to a state of loneliness. In this samadhi, which is poised between sabija and nirbija samadhi, the sadhaka is freed from all fluctuations, but subliminal impressions, samskaras, spring to life the moment he comes out of that state. Some evolved entities move without a body, as spirits and angels, while others become absorbed in the elements of nature, prakriti. Caught in the web of bodiless feeling, or merging in nature, they forget to climb to the topmost rung of the spiritual ladder, and fail to reach nirbija samadhi. The sadhaka, having reached a state of isolation, but not emancipation, must come out of it if he is not to lose the path of kaivalya. A man who performs trance underground, without ventilation, becomes one with the earth. A person submerged in water becomes one with water. He is a prakriti layan, one with the elements. One whose spirit moves without a body is a videhan. When the prakriti layan is separated from earth or water, or the videhan comes in contact with his own body, subliminal impressions surface and create fluctuations in the mind. This experience is the conquest of the principles or tattvas of nature, prakriti jaya. In 1.10, Patanjali defines sleep as a state in which all thoughts and feelings are temporarily suspended, and the senses, mind and intellect, and consciousness rest in the being. In dreamless sleep there is absence of everything. If an average person, when awake, recollects the state of dreamless sleep, he glimpses a non-physical state of existence, or videha, and also the state of merging in nature, prakriti laya. In sleep, these two phases remain unconscious until one wakes, whereas evolved souls in samadhi, as described in 1.18, experience them consciously. Sleep is a natural condition of consciousness. Samadhi is a superconscious state. In sleep, everything is inert, tamasic. In samadhi, everything is luminous, untinged by the gunas. Sutra 1.20 Sharada Virya Smriti Samadhi Prajna Purvakaitarasam. Shraddha means trust which comes from revelation, faith, confidence, reverence. Virya means vigor, physical and moral strength, mental power, energy, valor. Smriti means memory, recollection. Samadhi means profound meditation, supreme devotion, identification of the contemplator with the subject of contemplation, perfect absorption of thoughts. Prajna means awareness of real knowledge acquired through intense contemplation. Purvaka means previous, prior, first. Itarasam means another, rest, different from, whereas. Shraddha Virya Smriti Samadhi Prajna Purvakaitarasam. Practice must be pursued with trust, confidence, vigor, keen memory, and power of absorption to break this spiritual complacency. This sutra guides those advanced souls who have attained a certain level in samadhi to intensify their sadhana with redoubled confidence, power, awareness, and devotion. Sage Vyasa calls this state upaya pratyaya. Highly evolved souls have the power to discriminate between isolation and emancipation. They are neither elated by their conquest of the elements, nor delighted at their ability to move freely without their bodies. They adopt new means to intensify their practice with faith and vigor, and use memory as a guide to leap forward with wisdom, total absorption, awareness, and attention. It is said in the Puranas that one Jada Bharata, having reached a state of samadhi, became cold and unemotional. This is exactly what Patanjali means when he speaks of the intermediate state of samadhi as anya, or different. Jada Bharata took 3 lives to come out of that state, and then to proceed toward Nirbija Samadhi. Jada Bharata's father was a Rajasri by the name of Rashabha, who was a king of Bharata. His mother Jayavantyambika was a pious lady. Being the son of such noble hearts, he was more inclined towards spiritual knowledge than to ruling the country. He therefore made up his mind to renounce the kingdom and retired to the forest. One day, while he was bathing in a river, a pregnant doe came to drink. Frightened by a thunderous sound, it gave birth to a fawn and died. Jadabharata took pity on the fawn, carried it to the hermitage, and began tending it. He was so attached to it that even at his last breath he had only that deer in his thoughts. Hence he was reborn as a deer, but his previous sadhana remained as subliminal impressions. Later he was reborn as a human being in the house of a realized soul, Angirasa by name. He developed indifference to life and lived like a madman. One day the king of the country wanted to perform a human sacrifice for goddess Kalimata. He commanded his attendants to bring a human being for the sacrifice. With great difficulty they found a person who, however, escaped at the appointed time. The king, in a rage, sent his attendants to find another person. This time they chanced upon Jadabharata, who was moving around in the forest, unconcerned with life. He was brought for the sacrifice. As the king was about to kill him, goddess Kalimata appeared in her real form, destroyed the king and his attendants, and set Jadabharata free. As a wandering sage, he moved to Sindh. The king of the country wanted to sit at the feet of sage Kapila to learn spiritual knowledge. One day, while he was traveling in a palanquin, his carrier spotted Jadabharata and called him for help. He unhesitatingly consented to oblige, but moved in such a way as to disturb the rhythm of the others. They began scolding him, to which he replied that their abuses could not touch his self, as they were meant for his body. Hearing this, the king was wonderstruck. He climbed down and humbly prostrated before the sage, asking his forgiveness. With a serene state of mind, Jadabharata accepted the king's humble request and moved on to continue his sadhana. He had taken 3 lives to resume his sadhana, from where he had left it. This story aptly illustrates how the 5 dynamic qualities of faith, tenacity, perfect memory, absorption and awareness are necessary to hold on to what one has attained and to break out of that spiritual isolation which is not freedom. Buddha says in the Dharmapada that all sorrows can be conquered through good conduct, reverential faith, enthusiasm, remembrance, concentration, and right knowledge. Shraddha should not be understood simply as faith. It also conveys mental and intellectual firmness. The next word, virya, stands for valor and power, in the sense of physical and nervine strength. Interestingly, Patanjali's first use of the word Shraddha is explicitly to encourage the sadhaka to intensify his sadhana in order to reach the highest goal. The natural trust of the aspirant is confirmed by revelation and transformed into the faith which permeates the consciousness of practitioners in any field of art, science, and philosophy. If trust is instinctive, faith is intuitional. After describing the experience of unbiased bliss and spiritual aura in 1.17 to 1.19, Patanjali here expresses this felt trust as Shraddha. Sutra 1.21 Tivra samveganam asana. Tivra means vehement, intense, severe, sharp, acute, supreme, poignant. Samveganam means those who are quick, cheerful. Samvega is a technical word like samyama. Asanaha means drawn near, approached, near in time, place or number. Tivra samveganam asanaha. The goal is near for those who are supremely vigorous and intense in practice. Samadhi is within reach for him who is honest and pure at heart, enthusiastic, intense, and supremely energetic. He quickly reaches the highest goal of yoga, aided also by his residual accumulated virtues. However, sometimes even an intense aspirant may become mild or average, slow or moderate in his practice. In the Shiva Samhita, chapter 5.16, aspirants are categorized as feeble or mrudu, moderate or madhyama, sharp in understanding and vigorous, that's adhimatra, and having colossal energy and supreme enthusiasm, adhimatratma.